Friends, welcome to episode number 13 of the CrossFit Grandview podcast. Today we are talking about the new Open. You guys may have been familiar with it. It's still going on. We're still doing it. And what we're going to do today is discuss kind of the changes with it, the changes in the format, what's happening, what does it mean for you. Okay, so Brandon, why don't you tell us what and when the Open is?
So the Open is going to start February 21st, and it's going to run through March 25th, so it's 5 weeks. And really, the format of the Open right now, it hasn't changed. So the Open's going to run, I think, very similarly. We have 5 weeks, just like we have the last 6 or 7 years. The first year we had 6. The Masters and Teens, top 200 qualify, everything's exactly the same. The only difference, the Open's going to run the same. The only difference is the Open qualifies people for the games differently. So the top 20 actually bypass a regional level, and they're going to go straight to the games. And then
so top 20 in the world
Yeah.
get to go straight to the games.
Yep, not top 20 in the region.
Yeah.
So top 20 goes straight to the games, and then if you win your country, you go to the games. But there won't be a regional, and you're not qualifying a team for regionals now. And then through hearing that, I've heard a little bit of like,
oh, why am I going to do the Open?
yeah, so why am I going to do it? And really for the vast majority of us, it's not going to change much. Even for our level 2 crew, for the most part, not a lot of us were in contention, even if all the stars lined up. You know, we might have a half dozen athletes who are in contention for possibly a regional, and then a few more for like a possibility at making the team if things all came together the right way. But really, it shouldn't make a huge difference in most of our decision to actually compete in the Open. The Open is it's something to do to test yourself, to challenge yourself, see where you stack up against the rest of the CrossFit world, and to really have fun and use it as motivation to train and to get better. Every year, I haven't got in shape the last few years, like going into the Open, but coming out of it, the next few months, I'll get in the best shape that I'll be in all year round because I find out all my weak spots. I'm like, okay, this is where I really need to get better and work. And then I'm on a good run for the next, 3, 4, 5 months training all that stuff.
Yeah, and like just talking about like everybody talks about the community of CrossFit, and I think like the Open really epitomizes that because some of my best moments of CrossFit have been doing the Open in that gym with the entire gym around me, like cheering me on. I was like it gives me, like, I just got chills thinking about it. Like that year we had that snatch ladder. I was
that was incredible.
I wouldn't have got that done if I didn't have everybody there cheering me on. And I think the same goes for a ton of other people. How many people have gotten their first muscle up in the Open or hit a PR snatch or clean in the Open? Like, it's just a special time. It brings a lot out of people. So, like, I can't wait to do it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Last year I got a PR on my power clean. Like, totally unexpected. I mean, I've been doing this a decade, and just from being fired up in that workout, like, wasn't a huge one, but I was like, holy crap, I didn't expect to get within 10 pounds of that. So,
yeah, and
little things like that are cool.
Things just come out of the woodwork like that. It's very fun. So, like, we kind of talked about what the Open is. It's a 5-week, 1 workout per week qualifier. Now we're going to talk about how we want you guys to sort of approach the Open. There's kind of a cadence to how all this is going to flow. So, B, why don't you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, so for recreational CrossFitter, someone like myself, so someone who's not, I'm not in any kind of contention to qualify for anything. What you really need to go into this is with no expectations as to where you're going to place or who you're going to beat or how you're going to do, especially if this is your first year or two. Where I see the Open, it can be not such a positive thing, is when people put these really high expectations on themselves, like, hey, I need to beat that guy or I need to place this well, and it's their first time actually ever competing in it, and they don't, like, you don't even have a baseline. You haven't competed in this sport before, don't have any expectations. If you do, you are probably going to set yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah, it just needs to be like 5 weeks of fun. Like, just show up.
Yep.
This is going to be one of the hardest workouts you've ever done just because you're trying so much harder. But when you guys get done, you're going to just, like, I feel so much better about myself.
Absolutely. And then another thing is, and this a lot of times isn't followed very closely, but a one and done strategy, especially, like I said, for people in their first year, most people won't heed this advice. They're going to do the first workout twice. I've seen people do it 3 times, and it's typically that first workout. And you'll see it across the board is that first workout scores are probably the most competitive of any workout.
Hands
because
down.
people are attacking this thing multiple times. A one and done strategy for these workouts is great because you won't get burnout. If you are going 110%, putting the pedal down 3 times week 1 and then twice week 2, you get to week 3, you're burnt out and
You don't want to do it.
you don't even want to do it anymore. And when I see a lot of first year people do that, they might get a nagging injury or they get mentally fried and they quit. And that's what we don't want to see. We want to see people finishing and putting together an entire open.
Finish. That's your goal.
Yes.
Get it done.
So also with this one and done strategy, it helps you maintain fitness because if you're not doing the same workout 3 times in a week, you're able to just get back to training. You do one really hard workout, almost like our Saturday like hero or benchmark
Exactly.
workouts. You do that hard workout and then you're back to training.
Yeah, because if you're worried about it and you're like, okay, I want to do it on Wednesday when it first comes out, and then I'll rest, this day and this day, then I'll do it again on Saturday or Sunday, and then you just lost 4 days of training.
Yeah.
It's not conducive for your fitness.
Absolutely. When to redo a workout. So there is some circumstances.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think. I haven't redone a workout. I don't know that. I redid the first workout once. But when I think it's very legitimate to redo. If there's like a judging error, like an obvious judging error, absolutely go ahead and redo it. If you were sick and you kind of forced yourself into a workout and you're like, I certainly didn't feel good when I was doing that, and then you feel better, go ahead and do it again. Or if you just have a giant miscalculation in your approach, like you get to like some sort of a part in the workout that separates like a muscle up or something like that, and you're exhausted and you like fail the reps and you can do it, again, go ahead and redo that workout.
Absolutely. Yeah, if it's like a strategy mistake or something like that, do it. I like Brandon from the first time I started the Open, he was a huge proponent of telling me, just do it one time as hard as you possibly can, move on. And I've stuck to that. The only times I've redone a workout are when a new implement was involved. So when they gave us that new handstand push-up standard with like the power clean and handstand push-up one, I did that and I was like, okay, I can do better. I did it. I got a little better. When they initiated the dumbbell snatch, I redid that. I got maybe 2 reps better, And then the other time I did it in my 6-year career, I've only redone a workout 3 times, so 3 out of the 30.
And this is someone who's qualified for regionals 5 times. This isn't like just dicking off, and he's done it. He's redone 3 workouts.
Yeah, 3
total.
out of 30, and I've been to regionals.
Yep.
Because I just believe do it as hard as you can. But though last year I thought I could do better on one because my strategy was wrong, and that wasn't the case. I got really mad on that deadlift one, broke a clipboard and threw it across the room, threw a temper tantrum. So what I'm saying is, in most cases, you redoing the workout is not going to help you.
Sure.
You might get 1 or 2, points better. It's not going to help.
It's typically not worth it in the long run, especially if it's an early workout, like early on in there. It's gonna hurt you later in the Open when you're just mentally fried and you're like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it anymore. So when not to redo a workout, because it's the first workout, don't do that 3 times. Another reason not to do it again, because your friend scored higher than you. Okay, so I have an analogy for this. So you do the workout, then you see or you did it in the same heat, and your friend beats you on it, or someone you're maybe competitive with in the gym beats you on it, and then you go back and redo it. is, to me, that's like you run a head-to-head 100-meter race, and then you go back 3 days later, pull a stopwatch out, run it, beat your time or beat your friend's time, and then text them that you beat them in the 100-meter dash when they beat you the first time.
Yeah, it's like a slap in the face almost. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I should be beating you. What? Like, that's not cool to do. Like,
I see it happen a lot.
oh, every year.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we'll tell them this, and it will still happen, but they don't mean anything by it. But for me, like when you're like, obviously every year I'm trying to get the most out of these workouts that I can. Like the goal was, okay, I want to qualify for regionals and all that stuff. What I would do is I we put the best athletes at the gym in that final heat.
Yep.
And that's what I would want to do. So I had Paul Castillo come down. He pushed me. I'm working out with Andy on certain workouts. He gives me a push. Ian can breathe really hard, and that's what I need. And
Yep.
like, for everybody trying to do it, like, talk to your friends who you are competitive with. Get in the same heat as them, because we have time slots that you guys are going to sign up for. Get in the same heat. You're working out next to somebody who's going to give you a push. That is how you're going to maximize your performance, because you look over, you see them, they're not taking a break. You're like, all right, I'm not taking a break. And that's how you're going to get 110% out of your workout.
Absolutely. And
suffer.
The last thing I want to say is, you'll beat half the field if you just complete every workout with a strong effort.
Hands down.
You'll beat half the field because half the people will quit or tap out. Mm-hmm.
Like we said, just finish.
Yep.
Like, that's all you got to do. So we just touched on it, signing up for heats, and that's how we run the Open. Some gyms do it Friday Night Light style, right? Our day's Saturday afternoon. So that's like the big. That's when we got the DJ coming in there.
Yep.
Starts at 11:30, goes to about 2:30. We've got our DJ going. We've got official heats. Everything's mapped out. It runs like a competition.
Yep.
Like, that's primo time. If you want that atmosphere to try and hit a big lift or something like that, that's when you need to be there doing things like that. Active PT comes in.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun.
Saturday we run it like, if you've been to CrossFit competitions, it looks and feels exactly like a CrossFit competition. I don't host any CrossFit competitions throughout the year. This is more or less 5 weeks. We're doing this every Saturday, and this is like our big CrossFit competition.
Yep.
We'll pack the gym with about 100 people. It's awesome. Like, special that final heat has been every bit as intense as a regional or games like atmosphere that I've been in, and it's pretty special. But the times we're going to do this, just to do it in general, because not everyone has that Saturday available, Friday afternoons, 1:30 to 3:30 or to 3 p.m. So after the noon class, between that time and before the 3:30 starts, we will be running open workouts. And that's actually when I typically do it, so I can knock it out and then help host and put people through it.
Bingo.
And then Saturday, 11:30 to 2:30. Sunday, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. So we'll be pulling that last class on Saturday and Sunday and use that as open times. And then Monday, the final time, will be 1:30 to 3. Again, kind of between that noon and 3:30 class, we'll be running open heats. If there's a conflict, you're unable to make any of those times, you can request a time to have a coach or a head coach administer the workout. They might not necessarily be judging you, but they need to be in the room, help running the clock, and just to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Copacetic.
Yes.
We want no funny business.
Yes. We won't allow you to run your own open workout in the back of the room, especially while a class is going on, without a head judge. If there's something like, hey, it's at like 9:30 a.m. or something, when that's the only time you can get in, you've emailed ahead of time, we've got a coach back there, we can do that. But like I said, you have to have a head judge there. Do not, under any circumstances, just show up at 5:30 or 6:30 Monday evening
and try and do this
right at the last second.
You guys seen the gym on a Monday at 5:30 at night?
Yeah, we have 2 classes going on. We're not going to give you access to a clock. It ain't happening.
It's like, if you plan on doing the workouts at the gym, you should think the last possible time you have to do it is by Monday at 3:30 p.m.
Yes.
Like, that is your cutoff time. After that,
Yes.
we just can't have people doing it in the gym. There's just no room for it.
And then the last thing really to just talk about is that judges course. It's a pain in the ass. Takes an hour to do it. If you're signing up for the Open, please take the judges course.
Greatly appreciated.
Greatly appreciate that. That's what makes any of these scores, especially anything that's, if you're judging anyone who has a chance to do something special in the Open and possibly qualify in any sort of way, we need to have an official judge on them, someone who's taken the judges course. Scott Cottrell, who's at the gym, is a great example. He won 17.1.
Yep.
So 2 years ago, he won the first workout.
Worldwide.
Yes.
Like, he's the best in the world at that workout.
Which is insane because that is a workout that a lot of people did multiple times, and it's very straightforward. Like,
it is just put your head into a brick wall for 9 minutes.
That's a pretty special workout to win right there.
Hands down, that is one of the most impressive things ever.
We do have people in our gym who are capable of possibly winning Open workouts, qualifying for the games, things like that. So we want people to have judges courses because it can ruin a qualifier if someone gets judged by someone who doesn't have one of those. So if somehow you didn't get it done, you got to let us know. We will be expecting, if you're coming in to do the workout on Saturday or Friday, we're going to ask you to pay it forward and judge someone after you've done the workout, or else we can't get this done.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you just want to participate as a judge and not as an athlete, we greatly appreciate that too. We have a lot of people help out with that, and that would be awesome as well.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, that's the Open, right? And then what we're going to talk about next is just kind of like what this new format is for us, So in previous years, the Open would qualify you to regionals, right? So I remember my first year, it was top 40 from your region went. So that was like Ohio, Michigan, Indiana.
It was still 60.
Yeah.
Your first year.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. It was top 60 went.
Yep.
Yeah. That was my first year, and then the second year
45, I think. They dropped it down to.
Yep. And then after that, we combined regions, and they only took 20 from one region and 20 from the other. They kind of created these super regionals. So this is just kind of like the evolution of the sport, So now, with the Open, there is no more regional.
Yep.
And what they've done with this is a lot of people, you put all your eggs in this regional basket because if you want to go to the games, you got to finish top 5 at regionals. High pressure situation, And for a lot of people, it's like you train all year for regionals, like myself, and then you don't make it. And you're like, well, now what am I doing? So what they've done is they've kind of turned it into a PGA Tour, NASCAR event kind of deal.
Yeah.
So they've got these sanctioned events. So these are things you might have heard of before: Granite Games, Wadapalooza, the Dubai CrossFit Championship. These events are now your ticket, or one of them, I should say, to going to the games. Mm-hmm. There are 16 of them all year long. All right. If you win one of them, you get an automatic bid to the CrossFit Games. Same with the teams, but that is only, instead of top 5, you got to win one of them.
Yep.
All right, still high pressure situation.
Yeah.
But what's cool about it is it's giving a lot more people that opportunity to compete with other individuals of their caliber.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you were just talking about how Scott and Allie went down to Wadapalooza.
Yeah.
They were down there competing,
Yep. And they did really well. And so a great example is like Scott and Allie are really top-notch athletes. So they're really good, regional or on the bubble regional caliber athletes. And they did 3 guy and 3 girl teams, and their teams each were just shy of making like the pro division. So they were in an RX division. Mm-hmm. So what it does is a lot of these, these events, let's say your goal was regionals and you didn't make regionals, say in the Open or whatever it was. Well, if you're doing a qualifier for one of these events, a lot of times it's going to put you back into a category where you're going to go out there and compete live against people who are in your division or in your skill level. It's not like they went down and competed in like a chumpy division. Like they were in there with regional athletes.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, there was regional athletes in their divisions, maybe games athletes even. They're doing the handstand walk obstacle in events. Like,
Yeah,
it's every bit as challenging as a regional.
100%.
And there's more opportunities for that. And say you're not at that level, because almost none of us are. They even have like scaled divisions in there that are like pretty high level stuff. Still,
yeah,
you know,
even
like,
the scale division is like, oh my,
Yeah.
that is aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's cool because, like you said, it's giving more people opportunity. You get to go have fun. There's tons of different divisions there. So there's pro men, pro women, pro teams of 4, like the co-ed teams. Then there's pro teams of 3, single sex, and then scaled, intermediate, all the way down. So you get a lot of people competing at these things. That's why they're like, Wadapalooza is called a fitness festival. That's what it is. It's a good time, and like these are the new regionals. That's what people need to understand. Like and it's given me like great opportunities. I've been to Dubai. I'm going to London next month for one of these. Like, you get a great opportunity to go travel, hang out, and do some fitness.
Yeah, and you have like live things to train for, and not
exactly
only the open to like get ready and kind of like, say you get like like that flu that kind of ripped through everyone
Killed
in 2014. Like, that can just blow up a whole year of training, where this gives you multiple opportunities. And then even if like regionals was like a pie in the sky thing for you, like, honestly, this should just encourage you to get out, do more local competitions. What was really cool last weekend, if you guys saw our feed, we had like, I don't know, we had people competing at Wadapalooza. We had multiple teams at CrossFit Extremity.
Yep, Leah
we
and
had,
those guys
and then we had
yeah.
them up in Michigan.
Yeah.
So we had teams and people competing all over, and that was really cool to see. So I think it's really cool to see people like, hey, even if it's not regionals, like, get out there. If you want to compete in something like this, get out there and compete in it, have fun. And then if you don't want to do a big live competition outside of the gym, the open is such a cool way to test yourself in a very comfortable format, like in a familiar setting at the gym. And it's so much fun. Like, at the end, like, I'll talk about it in a second, we have like a party. It just brings everyone closer.
100%.
And for me, really, like, from a fitness perspective, coming out of it every year, you've put in 5 really hard workouts.
You feel good.
And I'm in way better shape. Like, I literally saw a video, I think it was the beginning of like the 2000, either 17 or 18, one of the last couple years, like a video of me in the first workout, and then 5 weeks later, I feel like I lost like 5% body fat, just through, that extra kick in the ass every week.
There's no other push.
Yep.
Like the open.
Yep. So use it to improve your fitness.
So that's the open, and that's kind of what we wanted to talk about. Lay down the ground rules for you guys. If you guys have any question about this, stop one of us, shoot us an email or something like that. Before we take off, we're just going to tell you guys about some cool things that we've got coming up.
Yep.
So
first thing, for those of us who are barbell members, keep an eye out. We have some renovations coming up. So we're going to be blasting through the wall in the rev room, opening up the space. We're going to have about another 1,000 square feet on the other side. It's going to open up those rev classes. Also, for open gym people, it'll be a little easier to like lay down barbells and be able to do things like that back there. It's going to open up the gym quite a bit. And then also what's great is we're going to have 2 showers, 2 changing rooms, and towels and washer and dryer all back there. So it's going to be great. We just have the 1 shower room right now, so we'll actually have 3 showers, and they're mint bathrooms. It looks phenomenal. Also, going along with that, starting February 1st and through the first 2 weeks of February, if you're a member at CrossFit Grandview and not a member at Barbell, all the classes at Barbell are going to be free for you to try out and just check out the gym, especially as we're kind of renovating that gym. So you guys will be able to kind of check that gym out and see if you want to add a barbell fob onto your account and kind of just check it all out and see if you like the new the other training programs we have to offer. We have Power Hour, which is a conjugate style weightlifting class, and Rev, which is going to be a high-intensity interval-style training class, without some of the barbell work that we're getting at CrossFit Grandview.
Absolutely. And then the last thing we have, guys, is our post-open party. This is one of our favorite parties. If you've been to the tailgates or the Christmas party,
Yep.
This is one of our others that we do. We typically do this after the last open workout, so that's Saturday. We're targeting March 25th
Yep.
for that. It's going to be a good time. It's a great way to decompress after the open. Everybody's going to be having a couple drinks because they just put in a ton of hard work. This is a good one too.
Yeah,
They
this
always are.
was one of our top parties last year. Yes, we had an amazing turnout for that after the open party. So this is one of the biggest ones of the year.
Don't miss it.
Yep. See
Yeah,
you guys.
See you.